Ever since Netflix launched in Nigeria on January 6, 2016, we have seen the rise of Nollywood-inspired movies on Netflix. Some of these movies cut across Lionheart, King of Boys, Citations, The Delivery Boy, and many more. When Netflix first came to Nigeria, we saw a rise of Nollywood movies, a showcasing of African and Nigerian talent. We saw creativity at its peak. However, it seems like we have gotten to a point where creativity has lost its way when it comes to Nigerian Netflix dramas. Netflix is a growing streaming platform that has over millions of users, which means that it has a popularity and a large platform whereby people can access movies. The popularity of Netflix has gotten to a point whereby there is barely any country or city with people that don't have Netflix. It has become a very popular streaming platform, especially since there is a decline in the use of cable and more transmission into the use of phones and streaming platforms and all of those things. That means that Netflix determines what the viewers get to see, since it covers a large chunk of users. So typically what you call a good or great movie is typically determined by Netflix, because they control a large stakeholders of people who watch these movies, who watch for entertainment sake. Since we have agreed that there is a decline in the use of cable and TV, it means that most people transmit to using streaming platforms like Netflix, and Netflix, being one of the streaming platforms with the most users, determines what an individual watches, what they receive, and what they will consider as art. Netflix in Nigeria was introduced in 2016, and ever since then we have seen a lot of Nigerian movies being produced and being streamed on Netflix platforms. While this is a good thing for Nigeria because it showcases our arts, our creativity, our history, and our culture, it is also a bad thing where we feel like there is a decline in creativity and innovation when it comes to production of movies by Netflix. The first issue I want to talk about here is the fact that virality over creativity is extremely normal. This means that what you see is more viral content, anything that will create buzz. You have star-studded cast who are doing minor roles, who are performing minor roles in a movie. Just because they are star-studded, they are given the opportunity to act those particular scenes in exchange for a more skilled actor. So the outcome of these movies is that you will always see viral content, you will see popular content, you will see more of the videos and the dramas that have star-studded cast over one that has a lesser amount of star-studded cast, regardless of the fact that the latter is actually more creative than the former, which doesn't make any sense, because at the end of the day what Netflix should be pushing for is creativity and art and innovation. But it seems like they have settled for just doing the barest minimum. You can go on Netflix and you search one movie and you can see like 3 other movies that have the same plot line as that movie, just different cast. How exactly is that innovative if we are repeating the same stories over and over again? Also, another issue that you have is that Netflix focuses a lot more on cinematography. So what they care about is having a very clear pixel. They want, action. They want it to be able to be captivating, but then the plot in itself is empty. The plot is dry. The plot is lacking flesh, is lacking juice. There is nothing. If you remove the cinematography and you remove the clear quality, there is nothing left in the movie to watch. Have we gotten to a point where we are just settling for the barest minimum? And what you get to see is that this movie grossed over millions of dollars and all of that. But this movie did not gross millions of dollars because it was creative. It only grossed that amount of money because it was captivating. It was probably promoted so much that individuals had to just go and watch it for themselves. In fact, when you see a movie that is being hyped on social media, when you watch it, you see a lot of criticisms. People just say this movie is overhyped. I regret watching this movie because at the end of the day, the PR, what? They are working overtime. Promotions are working overtime to make sure that people go and watch those movies. So it doesn't even matter what the content of the movie is. The PR, the promotion is going to be times 100 of what is the content of that movie. I sometimes wonder if they can just take out the energy they have used for PR and focus it into enriching the plot, enriching the storyline, so that we can actually have something to talk about. I mean, gone are the days when you watch Nigerian dramas and you left wondering on what side of the drama you fall, whether you are with the antagonist or whether you are with the protagonist, because there is just a way to paint an antagonist in a way that is so likable or is bearable, or you understand the reason why they had to become what they became. But it seems like Netflix is not gunning for that anymore. I mean, when I was talking about comedy, drama, tragedy, historical movies, they have all flopped. I can't remember the last comedy movie that actually made me ha 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 ha, like made me laugh. All the comedies are so cliche. Most of them are so cliche. The best way for Nigerian producers to do comedy is to look for one skit maker and then put them in the movie, and then they call it a comedy. Like, crazy. Really? You will go and you pick Gilmore or you pick Lai and you say comedy. That would never be comedy. Comedy is an art. It is not just about picking somebody. Comedy flows, is like an emotion. It is contagious. But it seems like both Netflix and the Nigerian producers have come to an agreement to just settle for giving us the barest minimum. For this reason, I believe that Netflix is hampering creativity, especially in the Nollywood industry, because I believe that before Netflix came, it was a battle of different production companies trying to outdo each other. What storyline was the best? What movie was doing the best? Which one were people going to watch the more? Which cinema hall was going to get filled and for what movie? That was the competition. But then ever since Netflix came, it seems like it's just so easy for like a particular production company to make a deal with Netflix, and whatever storyline, whatever plot they have is irrelevant so long as they've made that deal with Netflix. Their movie is going to gross over millions and thousands of naira. So what do you guys think about Netflix and how they are affecting creativity in Nollywood industries? I want to hear what you guys think in the comment. But thank you for staying with me and hearing my opinions. Let me know what you think. Have a nice day. Bye.